And so diving-wise, you know what, we were watching against Amaterasu in that game, but Hercules has a better heal that heals a little bit more, maybe some more survivability over there. It's all going to be up to question. How are the Hounds going to play? How are the Warriors going to look today? We'll find out in Game 1 with Frog and Mifflin.
Thank you so much, Gore and Inbound on the desk. Eldritch Hounds going up against the on this right-hand side, but this is right as the blue buff spawn as well, and Panatom's forced to use the beads. Oath has a little bit of pressure up on this blue buff invade if they want to go for it, and it looks like they have the hot hand. Ducky in first, Panatom low, great wall, locks them both in, and will allow Panatom to pull the buff under tower. Good secure there, and all the while, BennyQ grabs the first kill. The Chernobog ultimate literally right as he hit 5. He hits 5 off of the green buff, wastes no time at all, and burns the beads off of Netroid.
Sat's already got dash back up. Maybe unwise for him to stick around. Ducky makes contact, but spots out the rotation from Panatom. Should spell the end of this engagement. All the while, keep this presence on the right-hand side. ONI Warriors doing their most on the left.
Great wall, though. Ducky forced to dive this tier 1 tower if they want to kill, and Genetics ult will help seal the deal. They come over, they turn the gank around after a bit of an overstay, and they're trying to steal the purple buff, or the blue buff rather, as well. They will not secure it, but they do secure themselves the first kill for their team.
Yeah, Warriors steal away the green camp on the left side, take away the mid camp as well, and then get Genetics involved on the right with his own global presence. It's a sticky situation for Netroid. Vaporish Coast has a whole lot of damage here.
Whoa. He's got the ultimate. He only needs all 4 shots, but he's got a big AoE to hit it. Vaporish Coast finds the solo kill on
Guardian in second slot, just to deal with some of those auto attackers, remove the capacity to stick to their targets. I think very smart from him.
Looking for the fight. They take the tier 1. They might take Neil Ma as well. He's under pressure, but they're trying to turn things around. Netroid, it becomes the focus, and both junglers into the air. Good Scarab's Blessing, though, and Netroid is the first to fall. Genetics joins him in the gray screen, and the Eldritch Hounds are able to turn it on its head and find 2, and are looking for the 3rd. Panatom struggling to stay alive under this tier 2. A little bit of a lazy positioning. BennyQ to step up, but might try and punish here for the Eldritch Hounds. They force beats off Panatom, but try and turn around the engagement early. And Coast is forced into the ultimate. Solo Retrol rotating over, and Ducky's on the backside of the fight as well. Gets caught out with the beads, and a ton of ultimates come through, but the damage isn't there. Thor's in the air, watch the landing. Oath goes on a Netroid, and the dive is there. Huge boulder coming through, and the damage is not enough just yet, but finally, they take down Netroid, and the Scarab's Blessing is perfect onto Coast. He still is holding on to his life and ends up trading it out for a double kill onto Ducky. An elongated fight leads with the Hounds up by 2.
Double ADC composition means you can grab and it's that issue that we were talking about earlier. The ONI Warriors are struggling to find the actual burst potential to secure kills. They don't have enough burst to secure more than one. Neoma will drop now. Pagon able to pick him up, but does he trade out his own life?
Oh man, Oath's got to be careful.
He wants Oath?
The CC has to be there if they want to try and turn it around, but
Skewer's coming up.
He's just trying to live, and he will not do so. Pagon walks back from base and grabs a double kill after the Gold Fury, and that
concern of the ONI Warriors is still there. It is worth noting, though, that SOT has dropped down to about 40% HP before the team fight starts proper, before he's even allowed into the Descent into Madness. That's probably a major turning point for the Warriors. Speaking of, Ducky, what are you doing so far up?
Yeah, he didn't feel far up. He's at the equator of the map, but suddenly, out of nowhere, everybody from the ONI Warriors shows up, and they punish him for standing around. They
knock down maybe one more tier 2, then fall back. Ducky on defense can't really do a whole lot.
He's the only one over here, and Chernobog ulted over as well. A double taunt into immediate damage there, but the pullback is good onto Genetics, and they'll trade out for trying on that taunt onto the support. One will get back to base. That's Panatom, but Pagon and Netroid still hanging around, and they might get chased down as well. Netroid, no ultimate available will just look to, I think they might look to dive. It's only a tier 1, but look for Panatom on the re-engage. It's going to be a huge Thor ult onto 4, and he forces them all to back off of the tier 1 tower. Ducky still continuing the chase though, and Panatom forced to use the bead. CC off the mark, but that's Pagon's cue to go in. Panatom gets taken down, and Pagon has to hit the retreat button. That'll be enough for the Eldritch Hounds to back off. But
4 on the Ola run. Difficulty being the Eldritch Hounds initiation, although is okay, it's the counter initiation for the Warriors that is really good. Sanctified Fields is a defensive tool. It just feels nearly unstoppable. Getting a Sanctified Fields aggressively while moving forward, that's the difficulty.
This feels like a fight, but nobody's taken too much damage yet. It's just that Titan that's pushing down the mid lane. But this good start at Panatom up into the air, and he finds Vaporish Coast. Relic Burn and Sanctified Field dropped as the Titan continues to march in, and Panatom finds the ADC. Trying to turn around things though, and Pagon finds Benny Q. Neilma next to fall, and Ducky is low as well. Only 2 members remaining from the Eldritch Hounds.
Is that it?
And the ONI Warriors continuing on the chase down the right-hand side. They certainly burn the mid Phoenix, and they're looking to burn the Titan as well. Only 3 members make it 4 with the Titan needed, and out of nowhere, the ONI Warriors take game number 1.
And it's so clear the difference. Sanctified
Circle protection. Instead of letting you answer, we'll just find out the old-fashioned way. We'll watch and see how it happens. It's game 2 of Hounds and Warriors.
The Eldritch Hounds fall in game number 1, and we talked about how they would need to adapt in their composition.
And you could do the same to Olaron. So catching both, I mean, that's the one-stop shop.
And Neilma's set up for it. Hold that thought, though. Benny Q under some pressure here, forced to use the beads early, but Oath onto Pagon burns the Aegis just as early. Benny Q into the wall, looking for the dash. The damage needs to be there. One more auto. It needs to be found. Pagon, he will fall for first blood, but Oath is traded back, and Panatom finds the 1v1. It's another 1v1 now. A double Aegis gets burned, but Benny Q gets it onto Panatom. Some fun action there in the mid lane. Eldritch Hounds. Other side, Oath might be forced to let this buff take a couple of tower shots just to make sure that it's secured, but no solo troll. He gets punished though. The knockup keeps him locked in under the tier 1 tower. And a good little laugh spam there by the jungler as well. Eldritch Hounds grab another.
They do. That's a good pick. It's not really going to slow Sot down. Slowed down throughout the early. Had a whole lot of pressure put on him. I believe 0-4 by the time team fight phase started to roll around. Have now kept Genetics over in that duo lane.
Oh my. A solo kill for Ducky out of nowhere. Solo troll.
It can't be happening.
What are you doing, bud?
Just caught out, just walked too far forward. Maybe he's frustrated. I don't know. But at the end of the day, that is a lot of time for Vaporish Coast to spend not farming. And you can see it reflected already. Netroid starting to nurse himself a slight lead.
Oath channeling the ultimate here, and the Aegis gets forced onto Panatom, but he doesn't have the escape available. And Oath grabs another one. 5 kills to 1. And the Eldritch Hounds have quietly amassed a 3,000
pretty easy, especially considering he's a high-ranged god, Panatom. Considering keeping that fight up. The Warriors are playing crazy.
Yeah, and the Eldritch Hounds are punishing him for it. Benny Q finds the solo kill onto Pagon in the mid lane, and Panatom, he's forced to use the ultimate. Hopefully we'll see him disengage.
Yeah, he shouldn't be here.
He's in the enemy jungle right up against a tier 2.
Probably lives.
And he's got the chase down. Does have a lot of health to work with though, but the rotation in may spell doom for the soul laner, and it does so. He does not live. Benny Q on a killing spree, grabs his 3rd of the game, and that may open up a window here.
At worst, it was up to 3.5, maybe 4 levels, now down to just around 2. And the strength of Amaterasu is she's incredibly fast. She can go for those proxy plays and not be too concerned.
Panatom dives down, has the help of Neilma though to trade him out, and he doesn't get to play the game. The turnaround is there, and they try to punish Benny Q, but that 3-level lead in the mid lane is certainly coming into play. I mean, we've only seen him really in the mid lane. He's been the one.
Has his dazzling offensive forced out. It's a Pyromancer pull, and confirmed by the ONI Warriors.
They're looking for damage after the fact, though, and Genetics may be the first target. He's down low, and the ultimate gets channeled. Oath onto a killing spree, but Panatime into the Anvil of Dawn. Could look for a re-engage if they want it. Pushing up are the ONI Warriors. Not worried about the Eldritch Hounds positioning, but they found one pick, and that looks like it might be enough to just ask the question for right now.
No AoE mage. We got a hunter and a support. It'd be pretty difficult to keep those waves out.
Ultimate from Coast onto Panatom, looking to find the last bit of damage. And Oath may continue to look for it and finds it with the ultimate. Will reuse the blink in order to get that one, but a small pick across the map gets Eldritch Hounds a 5 versus 4 on map. They still have to be careful, though. They're not ready to push down a Phoenix quite yet. It'll be this tier 2 tower to start things off. But
can we survive the first rotation of abilities from the Hounds? If yes, there's turn and burn potential. There's a lot of damage in our draft. You can go for it. If you can't, though, if SOT is getting caught out again, all of a sudden it becomes a little bit more difficult to actually take a fight.
It's going to be a lot tougher for the Warriors to find any fight 4v5. And with Oath finding kills left and right, another pick goes in favor. Might be 2 as both tanks are taken off the board. The fight might not stop there. Vaporish Coast in on the ultimate, helps with the Aegis, and Benny Q finds a double kill. It's only 2 surviving, and Pagon has to do everything, but he doesn't have enough in the tank to take down all 4. Panatom gets the shutdown, but it'll only be a delay on the deicide for the Eldritch Hounds.
The Eldritch Hounds have already got the wave pushed up in mid. 15 seconds on nearest respawn. SOT doesn't have the damage. Genetics really doesn't have the damage either. The Hounds might be able to go for an end here.
They've got the full build. Mark, only player in the game at this point, other than his jungler, to have sold that recipe. And that's where the gold lead comes in. Hold that thought. Panatom wants the 1v1. He wants the smoke, but Oath,
he
whiffs the ultimate, and Panatom finds a huge pick for the Warriors.
ONI Warriors got a little bit of time to play with. 50 seconds of the grayscale for Oath. This is the best opportunity the Warriors could really hope for. Panatom pulling it out of his hat. Now in a 4v4.
A listen in with the ONI Warriors. They're looking for a fight.
Okay, go 5.
Let's be Zayas. Get in the wall.
Can we kill.
Can we just fire?
I have Vegas.
Clear no. Yorm's coming here. I swear it's a good fight with group.
I'm in. I'll clean up. Benzie. Clean Aegis. I need help. Clean beats. Clean.
Look at bog. Zana coming back soon.
Cleaner.
Zana coming back soon, boys. Okay, Zana coming back. Kill Harsh the group.
I have goals in 3.
Caref Sana.
Yeah, I have Vegas.
I have a 3.
Just no beats!
Three.
You're molting. I might need help. She's stunned.
I have wall in 3.
I have to run him. I have a 3 in 5 seconds, right?
I don't see anybody. I think Yorm's alone.
Can we sign Titans then? Can we hit the sign?
Damage to do it quickly, but even in taking the trade with SOT, high value.
Panatom into the air, Fire Giant down low. It's got to be a steal attempt for the Warriors if they want it, but onto the back line, and Coast is focused. A huge set of damage there, but Oath trades back 1, and the ONI Warriors pick it back up. But no, the Eldritch Hounds, they're the ones that secured the Fire Giant just as the Warriors picked it back up. And they take a couple of picks with them, a 2 for 1. The Warriors win the fight, but they lose the Fire Giant.
It's a story of pace.
Back though, and it's just 2 on the objective, and they have to hop off. It's on a knife's edge, that type of damage, and he burns the beads as well. Neilma is caught a little bit too far forward, and that's the go button. Panatom into the air and finds Benny Q. He can't get into the wall in time. A killing spree for Pagon and a double stun there on Panatom. They're still looking for more, and Oath peels out for his support, but has to immediately disengage, and it's not enough. Panatom finds Oath. Neilma looking to be the next one on the chopping block if they can find him. It's the W key continuing for the ONI Warriors. They walk right past the Phoenix, but Pagon, he might have bitten off more than he can chew. He's forced to use the Aegis and has to find his way out, in a miracle he does do so, and it's still the ONI Warriors with the advantage.
ONI Warriors are just playing with way more. Well, you know what? Pressure's starting to mount. Right side minions starting to work their way in, and mid Phoenix left exposed. Runic Bomb in pocket goes unused. Maybe could have been an opportunity.
Oh my
that's it.
goodness! BennyQ is off the map at Panatom. He's into the Anvil of Dawn. They're looking for everything. He lands down onto Vaporish Coast. He'll fall as well. And 2 down in an instant for the ONI Warriors. Fire minions pushing into the base. And I don't know if the Eldritch Hounds have enough on a 3v5. The focus is on to the Order Titan. It's down to half HP. Ducky's doing what he can. The tank's trying to help out, but it will not be enough. And the ONI Warriors take game 2.
Well, that is a
Chernobog or even Chernobog Athena if you need a little bit extra
Yeah.
safety. And it's partially down to, I think Morgan's a little bit of a comfort pick in, you have to play her a little bit just to be able to get used to using her ult, so it kind of just depends on how much Solo's been playing her, but we'll see. We'll see how he does it.
He seems to have it in his back pocket. We'll find out how it works. Will the Warriors find a 3-0? Let's find out here with Frog and Mifflin.
Eldritch Hounds with their back up against the wall in game number 3. They had some positives that we saw in game number 2. Got off to an odd start.
We saw plenty from the Hounds in game 2. This time to be a true 3v3. Panatom in first.
Link in, no, and the ultimate's there. Scarab's Blessing saves the life of the jungler, and Oath may get punished for sticking around as Pagon finds the rotation as well, and he's not done. He wants a little bit more, charges the ultimate, and grabs the kill onto Oath. Everybody else gets out alive, I want to say. Ducky, still a question mark here, though.
No way.
The CC has to be there. One more auto, and it's not there, but Genetics now
He's
taking the tower. And
he's dead.
Oh my goodness.
The shell!
It's on a razor's edge there. Did you see the kill? It was the Solo Retrol 2 and then the tick from the Kepri 2 that procced it. Insane margins there, and the action doesn't stop. Netrioid, the dash gets caught out. It's crazy mechanics across the board. They've
Hold on, he
still
might be
got to
okay.
find the last hit, though.
Yeah, I mean, Vaporish Coast has to play cautious, has the ultimate, should be able to secure the kill from there. But that is much closer than it should have been. I believe Vaporish Coast relying on MP5 to get Valkyrie's discretion available, fortunately for him. Just in time with that as well. Rising Dawn to give him the defense needed to survive all that damage. Clean stuff from the Warriors.
My goodness, taunt back in, and the ultimates get channeled onto Genetics. Scarab's Blessing pops, but do they have the damage after the ultimate? The
Double whoop?
That's going to be enough, I think. But no! It's a channel there. Netrioid is the one that gets traded out instead. Saves his support. But at what cost? And Panatom and Pagon find a dive as well. It's another trade across the map.
Yeah, you really don't want Benny falling behind. He's going to be one of your primary damage dealers come mid-game. A bit of a strange build. Seems he couldn't quite afford his items, so tier 1 item's going to do him some good.
He's back in, though. Beads get forced, and a late Beads at that from Vaporish Coast. But the ultimate coming through, he might turn this one around. A 2-level lead for the Freya, and it's going to be on to finish the kill. It's Neil Ma. He needs
he's
it,
dead.
but no, it's a turnaround. And Netrioid takes a kill on the other side. Pagon falls every time. There's action in the dual lane. There's action in the mid lane as well. The junglers meet in the jungle.
To one team and gold to the other split, but at the end of the day, early game, I like gold a little more.
Oath and BennyQ under pressure. Beads get forced, but they're late. BennyQ still found the knock-up, and now he will find the gray screen as Pagon punishes him for being up in the enemy jungle. Oath trying to get away as well. Solar Troll on the rotation over, and a beautiful taunt will save the life of Oath for now. He's still trying to get away into the tier 1.
But Pagon always pushes his lead when he has it, so red buff invade will go his way. Oath needs to be careful. A stray skewer could just do it to him.
Oh, I don't know about this one. You got to be careful here. Pagon does
Too
have
soon.
the damage to turn it around, but he's got to find it. One more skewer off cooldown, and it looks like it will not be in time. Pagon trying to force his lead, but he hands BennyQ back the kill onto the mid laner.
Pagon, I think, had the opportunity to leave, decides to stick around, says, I just got to wait out this shield. If I could just get the skewer on the tail end of it, we're going to be just fine. I'll get my kill and I'll leave. Instead, a little bit too early, gives over the heal, forced to disengage, goes down in the grayscale.
The action doesn't stop. Left side again. We get the support ult over from Neil. Exact type of pressure that you're looking for. They're once again onto the red buff. I don't know if they have it in them to defend this if you're the Hounds, but the damage certainly coming through onto Benny. He's forced to dash away. The ultimate is there. Scarab's blessing on a Panatom if he wants to dive, but I think it might time out, and it does! Benny Q finds the answer back. ONI Warriors bite off a little bit more than they can chew. Gotta be careful still, though. Benny stepping up and getting punished for it, as now Ducky has joined the fight.
Pagan low, should be knocked down soon. Neilma credit for this kill, but does SOT have the damage on his own? Turns into Pagan. A little bit of help from the mid laner, but on his own nonetheless. SOT looking good.
He's got the ultimate channeling, so it won't end just yet. Oath still in the vicinity, though, if they want to try and find the kill onto the Morgan player, but it will just
speed and defense and mitigations. The defenders of Olympus have just been great. The taunts have been there as well. I mean, he's doing so much for his team right now, constantly on the map, trying to mitigate that loss.
Metroid not able to get into the wall and will be taken down. Neilma taking some tower shots, though, and Panatom will at least trade one back, make it 2 if they find it onto Oath. And they will. Almost a beautiful banish to save the life there, but a good rotation from ONI Warriors punishes that. Leaves Sod alone, though, and Benny Q looking for more. The tick damage comes through, and the ultimate gets channeled. The Aegis will be enough, and off the Sod transformed into Athena there. Thought maybe the dive was coming a little bit harder, but no. That dive is here in the mid lane onto Benny Q, and he's able to help out with the ultimate. Vaporish Coast gets taken out on the left-hand side as well. All of the focus at the Eldritch Hounds, they just had 3 rotate to the left-hand side, and not only do they not find the gank, but they lose their mid laner and their ADC and the Gold Fury for the ONI Warriors.
Legitimately, Benny gets so much done there on that dive. I think he drops everybody down. It's not the best composition from the Warriors to just go ahead and run down the Fire Giant, but if they can keep PvP pace up, I'm thinking Fire Giant might be under threat.
Here from O. They're looking on Panatom, and they do find the kill as well as the taunt after the fact. Pagan is getting turned around on, but he might be doing the damage. It's on to Neilma, and he'll be on a killing spree to take down the support. The Aegis gets forced, but Benny Q comes into the fight from the wrong angle and gives a double kill over to the brother. Pagan finds 2, and Genetics doesn't want to stop. He grabs O, and Sot's now on a killing spree. The pressure does not stop from the ONI Warriors. They find 4, and they're off to the objective.
Yeah, you got Panatom, and for all the good that it did you, the Eldritch Hounds, ONI Warriors collapse in and make it look clean. I know I said Fire Giant might be under threat. I didn't think I was right. What is this? I thought I was wrong. SOT tried his best in the 1v1. I don't think you win this one, son.
Oh man, that might have been a little bit close. Good laugh spam there from Vaporish Coast.
Did you see Coast's face there? There was no joy behind those laughs. I saw no smile in his eye. Yeah, does that look like the man that just laughed?
Will push down the left side. Phoenix still just split this up. We'll see if Panatom has enough in the tank to stop this one. Metroid is there. Panatom doing enough. Neilma is taken down, and they've got 4 here, but it's enough for the ONI Warriors. They used a transformation. They used a Chernobog ultimate. They push down and defend their Phoenix, all the while getting a bird on the right-hand side.
Yeah, Ducky realizes that he's not making it out of their lives, so he might as well create some space for Vaporish Coast. Here's the thing, though, about Vaporish Coast. He's not allowed to back because he got Netroid on his heels as well as SOT. And he can't keep moving forward because he'll run into the other 2 members of the Warriors.
That transformation into Chernobog, the double ultimate over to defend. Benny Q, he's got to burn the Aegis, and I'm not even sure it'll be enough to save his life. It might, though, be. He gets joined by Neilma, and they get the pick onto Panatom. A couple of relics, a couple of ultimates there to trade out the jungler from the ONI Warriors, but it's not going to slow down their aggression just yet.
Neilma's timing on these Defender of Olympuses are
3,000 XP. Might not be enough, though. Genetics getting caught out. Might have to use the Scarab's Blessing to survive, but won't. He has it. He has it. He just didn't use it. Solo Retro still under pressure here. He's forced to use the Aegis, but he doesn't have enough to escape either. The overstep from the ONI Warriors, and it's as this Pyromancer's up as well. They punish a couple of members.
Yeah, that's Genetics holding on a little bit too long. You saw it head in hands. Did not necessarily love how that 30% right now, and that's generous, I think. Catching someone in mid, though, definitely changes the odds a bit.
Yeah, it does. Scarab's Blessing, though, onto Panatom, and now you have time for the Warriors to join the fight, and the re-engage is beautiful.
Oh, it's one.
Oath falling low, and on the backside of the fight, you find Pagon, but it's turned around, and they're separate in the fight. Pagon, it might be the next to fall. He's so low, and BennyQ finds the shutdown kill, a 2-for-1 in favor of the Eldritch Hounds at this point, and they've got the Titan pushing down mid lane.
Yeah, Sot got baited by some low HP bars, 6 around 2. Long tries to finish off. Oh, a teleport for Ducky.
Relic Graveyard for both sides. Might not hold on to those relics for much longer, though, as BennyQ gets jumped on by Panatom,
Right.
and once again, it is this Susano making the play. All the while, Netroid dove into their base. He's finding Oath underneath the Titan. It's Solar Troll. It was going to get punished for it, and a 1-for-1, what was a good pick, might get turned around on. Panatom taunted back in. Vaporish Coast with the damage forces the Scarab's Blessing. Has the potential to shred it down if they want to. Fight is in, though. Let's jump into a listen, and only Warriors are trying to fight back.
Set slow, set slow.
Everything on me.
Let's get real.
Morgan on our side.
Yeah.
Set no beads, okay? I'm up at 50.
I don't have movement speed, I'm dead, I think. Journal. Yeah, it's going on.
The ONI Warriors, they shut it down instantly. They fight in potential to find it, but it will look like the end here. Only Vaporish Coast to try and shut things down, and they'll be a little bit disrespectful, pull him out of the base. The ONI Warriors, in a clean sweep, find the 3-0 versus the Hounds.
And every single team fight that has closed out a game in this set has gone the exact same way. ONI Warriors catch one, and then W key until there's one